full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North.
What's up? What's good? Good evening, and welcome to All About Sports 216 with me, Keith Allen, on this Sunday evening for the weekend wrap-up. No Ed this evening. He's a little bit under the weather, and a little change. I decided to go this evening instead of this afternoon. Brother man was tired. Bro man done worked 13 of the last 14 days, so, had to get some rest and whatnot. But I am here and I'm live. Now, I'm not going to take up too much of your time today as we talk about sports in Cleveland in general, as we talk about the Browns and the Guardians. Both took it on the chin this weekend. The Browns lost to the Minnesota Vikings 27-12 in their second preseason game of the year. And the Guardians got swept by the Milwaukee Brewers this weekend in the battle of first place teams in the AL Central and the NL Central. Now, let me say a few things before I get into both things. And also the Cavs made a pickup. They made another player acquisition. But let me get into a few things first. First off, the chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. Kick it with a brother and stuff. I'm not going to hold too much of your time. This will probably be about 30 minutes or less. Second, as y'all check out my ticker, All About Sports normally is live every Sunday at 12 p.m. Normally live every Sunday at 12 p.m. Right now it's just a special edition. 8 p.m. late night, 8 p.m. evening today. Brother man had to get some rest. And also, third, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the Allen Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. That's right. Subscribe to the Allen Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. No Ed today. He's under the weather. Hope he gets well soon. He should be good as new by next week. Prayers go out to him. And anyway, we're about to get started. Like I said, I'm not going to take too much of your time and everything. So let's get it started. The Cleveland Browns yesterday lost to the Minnesota Vikings in preseason action 27-12. Browns are 0-2 this preseason. And they go to Seattle next week. And they face the Seattle Seahawks next Saturday at 10 p.m. Hopefully, we will be looking forward to the return of Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. And hopefully, many of the starters on offense. Even though I don't think Nick Chubb is going to be quite ready just yet. But there's some things I wanted to go over in the Browns game against the Vikings. And I got him listed up as far as my good. Now, on my good list today, I have rookie wide receiver, 5th round pick, Jamari Thrash. He was strong. He had 3 catches for 25 yards. He was pretty good today. And he's vying for one of the receiver spots, which Browns will probably keep 6 receivers this season. So he's vying for number 5, number 6. Mike Hall Jr., defensive tackle, rookie, 2nd round pick from Ohio State. He made an impact in the few plays that he was in. Man, the potential on that guy. What's up, Ed? Okay. Oh, okay. The cough medicine is working now. All righty then. Give me a minute. I definitely send you on. Mike Carr Jr. made an impact when he was in the game. He caused a fumble. And man, I just hope, because Mike Carr got in a little bit of trouble during the week, but I'm not going to dwell too much into it, because gotta let the legal process take its course. And then after the legal process, then the NFL is going to take their course of action also as well. Dante Foreman, Brown's new acquisition, new pickup. He didn't do too much running the ball. It was 10 carries for 18 yards, but he did have 5 receptions for 46 yards out of the backfield. And he played pretty well catching passes out of the backfield. Let me keep going. I'm up here doing some things. So I'm doing 2 things at once. I'm trying to send this link real quick. Okay, there we go. Now I'll be right there. Okay. Now, Chase Williams, safety. Now, Chase Williams, he came out of the blue. The Browns picked him up last week. And my dude had a fumble recovery. 4 tackles. 4 tackles, and he was everywhere at safety during the game. Chase Williams. Also, defensive end, Jeremiah Martin. He made plays as well. He got a sack, and he was in on the quarterback a few times. And also, another person I didn't have listed on my list is defensive end Isaiah Thomas. He made an impact as well on defense, as he had a sack also. And now I got coming to us live and direct. Now I got to change some things real quick. Got Ed in Columbus. Had the miracle recovery. What's going on, my guy?
I don't know if it's a full miracle recovery. Throat's a little sore. Cough medicined up. I had my dinner at my KFC meal tonight, so I'm feeling better that way. So I think I can make it through the show. And okay. I saw that you're going on now instead of normal time, and I said, I can do this. Let's go.
Hey, check out. When you said you couldn't go on, I was like at 12 o'clock. I ain't gonna make it. Bro, man, was tired. I worked late last night. I didn't get home till about 1 o'clock.
Ooh.
And I worked like the last 13 days. So, brother man needed some time to recuperate. Now, I'm talking about the Browns. And, okay, they lost 27-12 to Minnesota.
Yep.
And I was highlighting the good, which I went through. Jamari Thrash.
Yep.
Mike Carr Jr., and the little time that he was in there, Dante Foreman, who didn't really do too much rushing, but he did provide a spark catching the ball out of the backfield. Also, new pickup, safety Chase Williams.
Yeah.
He was everywhere on the field, had a fumble recovery, had 4 tackles. And I had also Jeremiah Martin, number 60, that we haven't really talked too much about. He was in the backfield a lot, and he had a sack. And also Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas had a big game.
Yes.
You got more good than I thought, because I'll be honest with you, the first 2 games kind of lackluster, I felt. But the difference was yesterday was the defense. Now, with all the starters not playing, it's really hard to like these people getting upset about the points on the scoreboard and things. But the defense got after it.
You're going with second and third and fourth teamers.
Well, that's the thing. So you got to pick your bright spots when it comes to individual players. I think you did a great job of highlighting those. Williams definitely getting the safety as well.
Yes.
I think that I'll say one thing about Foreman. Wearing 27 and being in the Kareem Hunt spot this year, Dude's a lot taller than I thought. Like, he's very upright. He reminds me of like Eric Dickerson. Like, he's a big dude. He's not. I mean, he's like a taller guy, and it's nice to see. Now, like you said, rushing wise, it's hard to tell because the offensive line's in shambles. But him in the open.
And I'm definitely gonna get to that on offense.
Yeah, well, I don't even. Yeah, whenever you want to, that's fine. I'm kind of shying away from that. But Foreman in open space, catching the ball out of the backfield, he can make some moves, and I'm really excited about that. And also DTR. You know what? The more I see him, the more he's got to be the third string. Snoop Huntley, I think we'll trade him. But Thrash, now here's the thing about Thrash: made that one nice catch, in traffic on that third down. Yes. But then the throw that DTR threw to him, now we can argue that it was a little bit behind him, but it hit his arm and was an interception. I didn't like to see that, but I think Thrash is a player, and I'm glad to see. He's got speed.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Now, I'm about to get to the bad.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh.
The bad. What plagued us the most last year, Ed, would you say?
Turnovers.
Guess what happened yesterday? 3 giveaways. 3 giveaways. Even though you got both of your third-string quarterbacks, proceed to be third-string quarterbacks out there. But when you are third-string, you have to value the football.
Yeah.
Because you turn the ball over, you might never get back. Because it's one thing, let's just say, it's one thing if Deshaun or Jameis turns the ball over, they can bring you back.
Yeah.
But it's another thing with DTR and Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop.
A whole different ball game. And Snoop should know better.
Yeah, and like you said, those turnovers were in the red zone. That's the killer.
Yeah, that's the killer right there. That's the killer. I had turnovers.
Yep.
Second, I had second and third teams didn't play with a lot of passion or oomph. It's like they played as though we got the team made.
Right.
And they just looked at lackluster out there.
Yeah.
They looked at lackluster out there. And then third, gave up the big play again. But I think that's something we might have to live with the way our defense is set up. And even though you got second and third teamers out there, it's 2 weeks in a row we done gave up the big play and turned the ball over. And those are things that really concern me. But I also got another thing I'm going to go to. And this is we're getting blown off both lines of scrimmage. I've seen that in both games. Offensive line is not pushing. I don't know if it's the new scheme by new offensive line coach Andy Dickerson and whatnot. People are slow catching on. Or I don't know if since we don't have our 2 starting tackles in at the moment right now, because nobody has seen Jedrick Wills and nobody has seen Jack Conklin. Shout out to my brother, Michael Russell. What's up with you, homie? I talked you up the other day. Defensive line was flying around.
Yes,
though.
they were.
You are right. Yes, you are right. But it's really more concerning on the offensive line than defensive line.
Well, Keith,
what's your take on that?
Well, you said, I think you nailed it with, the change of offenses, because now we're going to this Ken Dorsey system where it's going to be, in the shotgun. And I feel like, with the offensive line, not having the tackles, now you're down to, some of these guys, it's not third, fourth string. It's hard to blow teams off the ball when I feel like, maybe, they have, if you have to think a half a second because it is a new offense, then, in the NFL, a half a second is like, 5 seconds, and it makes it look so the cohesion with the offensive line, and then losing Callahan. And I don't know about this new offensive line coach. Like I said, I'm not willing to throw anybody under the bus yet. Like I said, until we get our full complement and full stable of players. So it's too early. I'll say this though. I see this on X all the time, and these are glorified practices. And yes, they are glorified practices, but that kind of shows you that we're not practicing at our highest level either, because they say, practice how you play. And I know a lot of these guys aren't going to be playing, so it's kind of hard to tell that way as well.
Exactly.
But I think what you hit it on the head when you said the lack of intensity. It wasn't just yesterday, especially it was
It
the
was the
first game
first
against
week too.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that's kind of
And
getting me
the
a little bit
thing
irked.
that's scary, if
Yeah.
you went through our season last year, we had a mass unit. For real. We had a
Yeah.
mass unit. So for us to have to use 5 quarterbacks didn't surprise me. For us to have to get dudes off the street to play offensive tackle, that you know what I'm saying? And I mean the whole offensive line literally was hurt. Betonio was like the wounded warrior out
Yeah.
there. I mean, Posick wasn't 100%.
Right.
Teller, I don't think was 100%. So a lot of these second and third team guys don't. I don't know if they don't realize you are one play away from
Yeah.
being there, from
Right.
starting. And right now, it's like not going to get too alarmed right now because come 2 weeks, hey, Jedrick Wills, come 3 weeks actually.
Yeah.
Jedrick Wills can be good as new, and what's my guy name? Either way, Dwan Jones
Yeah,
or
Dwan Jones. Yeah.
Dwan Jones or
Conklin.
Conklin
Yeah.
could be good as new as well, and everything be good. But that really a lot concerns me. That's
Well,
a big concern.
you know who's also concerned, and rightfully so. But I'm seeing these rumors on X today about Deshaun Watson being concerned about playing in Seattle next Saturday night because of the tackle situation. Now,
Wouldn't you be?
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying. Wouldn't you
mean,
be?
So what's your thoughts on okay, so obviously he needs reps. I mean, it's a new offense.
He
But
does
here's my
need
thing.
reps.
If there's so do you play him and then basically the first time he looks like he might get hurt, it's like that's enough for that. He's out. Like what would you do?
I would just say, I would just say you better have that tight end over on that left tackle side
Yeah.
to chip that defensive end. I
Would you
would
have him roll
definitely
out to the
say
right?
that.
More roll out to the right.
More
Then?
out to the right and
Yeah.
everything like that and stuff because Deshaun needs that time out there.
I agree.
He does. He definitely needs that time out there. I don't want to find out whether he's ready to go or not September 8th.
And unfortunately, that may be the circumstance because even if he plays, which he's probably going to play a couple of series, but how much is it really going to? I mean, I think the joint practices against the Vikings probably got better work in than some of these preseason games.
He did. And honestly, I only expect really Deshaun maybe play a series or two for real, depending on how it goes.
That's kind of my thoughts as well.
And since I was going to get to this, the ugly was another injury to the offensive tackle position, James Hudson. And man, I'm like, and Hudson ain't really the guy we want to be starting September 8th, but if he's gone, then what?
Well, it's funny that you said that. You have the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hudson was playing bad, and now it's ugly that he got hurt. So he hit 2 out of 3 right there.
Yes, definitely. So those are the concerns that concern me, basically, with the Browns heading into September 8th. But like I said, all can be good if Jedrick Wills and Jack Conklin is out here. All can be good. Let's see what my man Mike saying.
Ooh.
Thoughts about us only carrying 2 tight ends?
I like 3. I like that Ricci guy. I like obviously Njoku, and then obviously
Ricci got hurt.
In Akins, yeah. So I'm like, I would carry 3. I think, but then again, it's a new off. I don't know what.
It all depends because they really didn't show us much on offense for real.
No, but Ricci got a couple of receptions. I mean, they were throwing to the
receptions.
They were throwing to the tight end. Yeah. So
he played decent too till he got hurt.
Yeah, I guess I would rather carry 3 than an extra wide receiver that's not going to catch anyway. So yeah, that would be my thought.
Yeah, but I think they're only going to carry 2.
They have a practice squad. I just think that one gets hurt during a game and then you're really I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, well, You got more. You got
Now-
Elijah. Think about this. You got Elijah Moore in the slot a lot. So maybe
Right.
that's the thinking. Maybe
Now, is the Browns carrying an H-back this year?
I don't. Well, I don't think so. Not in that. I don't know in that offense. I don't think so. A lot of shotgun and a lot of delayed handoff things.
Well,
I don't know because the tight end they could use an extra tight end for that. Then that's
Yes.
my thinking with the tight end, Keith.
yes, true. Good question, Mike. Definitely
Yeah.
good question.
Yeah.
Good question. That's something to think about.
I mean, I wish I had the answer. I don't think Stefanski. I think Stefanski has the answer. He's not going to tell anybody yet with this.
Oh no, he's not going to tell us. He barely told us about the injuries.
Do you think he tells his wife, Keith? Do you think he ever just, in the middle of the night, just whispers in her ear, "I'm keeping 3 tight ends"? Do you think she ever gets any of that insider information or anything?
If it's all on Stefanski, he will keep 3 tight ends.
Yeah, because that's.
But if it's all with Dorsey,
I don't think
they're
so.
keeping 6 wideouts.
Yeah.
They're keeping 6 wideouts. And as far as your wide receivers, it would probably be you got Cooper, you got Judy, you got
Elijah Moore. Yep.
You got Tillman. That's 4 right there.
I'm
5
thinking Thrash. I'm thinking
Thrash 5 and 6. Good question. Who would be the
Landers.
6?
Landers. I don't.
It's either Landers or David Bell, and David Bell been hurt.
Oh, David Bell. I'm thinking David. Yeah, David Bell.
And David Bell gets in. So
Yeah.
I think they're keeping 6 receivers.
I think you're right.
But it's a lot to be seen. Got 3 weeks to go.
Yeah, with
So
injury, there could
September
be
8th.
injuries too. With somebody gets dinged up or banged up, you know what I'm saying before, then that takes a spot, and so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see and everything. But the Browns are 0-2. And to all you hardcore Browns fans, don't jump off the bridge. It's preseason. But if you're concerned, I definitely agree. I'm concerned about that offensive line. Definitely concerned. Because like you said, Ed, what you brought up earlier, when you said Deshaun had his reservations, I don't blame him. He probably already is feeling some kind of way before then Hudson gets hurt. Who in the world is going to protect my blind side?
Well, we saw DTR. I mean, you saw that one play where they almost got the safety on it. They blew. I mean, Minnesota's got to. I mean,
was
and
Dallas.
Dallas is pretty good last time I checked. So that scares me.
Dallas got 3 or 4 dudes that can rush the quarterback, and on the left side, you got to have somebody over there that can deal with Parsons.
Yeah.
Like I said, hopefully, but with the glass half full, Jedrick Wills and Jack Conklin or DeJuan Jones will be out there ready to battle.
Please.
With the glass half full. And the thing is, like I said, they might have to sign somebody. Because you got to think, all 3 of them guys got hurt last year. All 3. Because DeJuan Jones is a little injury.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Too. Yeah. So they might have to sign somebody.
I would do it quickly too. Like I wouldn't wait around because you'd want to get them in camp and you'd want them. You got a couple 3 weeks or whatever told that. I mean, I wouldn't wait around. I wouldn't say, oh, I think he's going to be okay. And he's no. If the thought of it, we want an extra body. Do it now.
Yes, do it now. Do it now. Get it done. Get it done. But like I said, next Saturday the Browns will take on Seattle at 10 o'clock. Late night. Well, everybody be up late night because half the people be kicking it all the damn time. So late night, 10 o'clock, late show.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson make his debut. He'll probably play a series or 2. I think how it goes.
Yeah. I
try to see if they get him a good drive so he can get confidence and everything and be ready to roll September 8th against Dallas. And hopefully we see the original offensive line. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah. No Wills. I know Wills won't be in there. So not in Seattle. Not in Seattle.
Oh, yeah. But if Wills is there against Dallas, remember what I said last year when I said the biggest criticism Jedrick Wills has is he's not Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
And I said, but if something was to happen, people looking at him like he a god now.
Well, if we could just get competent, like we're not asking for all pro best, left tackle ever in pro football. We're just asking for somebody that doesn't get our quarterback guy, I don't know, murdered.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Somebody can just hold them off. Hold them off for 3
just
seconds.
yes.
That's it. Hold them off. But anyway, we're going to move right along. Because, like I said, it's preseason, but those are the kind of things that concern me and concern us for that matter. Oh, man, I don't have a
I want to
Guardians
say this
fan.
though, Keith. I want to say
Yeah, go ahead.
the bright spots of the Browns, because I didn't get to say that my good or whatever like that. But
Okay.
what's really good, and what should be really encouraging are, a lot of these games are very close. And I'll tell you what, the Browns, Bojorquez look good. The snapping looked good. I know we signed that kid from Bay Village. It won't be, but it's because Charlie Hewitt's our guy. But what I'm saying,
Right.
everything looks crisp with our special teams. We had a Darden even returning. There was one, he almost broke one. I mean, so the special teams is looking good. I know there's new rules and everything, and it's going to be fun. But Cade York, I mean, it's funny because I know we got Hopkins, but Cade York's looking really good. So hopefully he'll land himself a job with his auditioning this preseason with the Browns. But no, A+ the special teams so far, I think, and that's a good thing.
Even though I do hate the new kickoff rule.
It's just weird. It's weird.
It's very weird. I say
the landing. Hey, the landing zone. You got to get used to these new words. The landing.
It's weird.
Zone.
It's very weird. It's like, oh, really? This what we doing now? That's gonna be weird to watch.
Yeah.
But hey, if it's for safety, I guess.
Well, at least though, Keith, I'll give it credit. It is weird in how they line up and everything, but at least we're getting returns now because the old way,
true.
They just kicked it out the end zone and we got nothing.
Well, they moved them up. They moved the kicker and them up.
They should
have just kept them back where they was.
I don't know.
Move them back to the 25 or the 30-yard line and do it like they used to.
It would have been easier to do that than to do this thing, but whatever.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, next week the Browns play Seattle in the final preseason tune-up at 10 p.m. late night special. Get to see Deshaun Watson, and hopefully we get to see some sort of offensive line.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see Pochitz too, because he didn't play.
Yeah.
Nick Harris, who just came back from a trade last week. No. So hopefully we get to see Pochitz next week. We'll see. That remains to be seen. So, like I said, if I was Deshaun, I have my concerns too.
Yeah. That's
I would definitely have my concern. Like, you mean to tell me I got to be behind that?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, moving right along to baseball, where our world famous Cleveland Guardians in first place in the AL Central. First place in the AL Central. Got it done bad to him over the weekend in Milwaukee. 3-game sweep. Whew. Where the Guardians only scored 4 runs in 3 games. Ed, I'm going to let you take the point on this one.
All right. Well, here's the deal. The best thing that happened today was Minnesota blew a game against the Texas Rangers. So thank you, Texas, because otherwise it would have only been a 1-game lead. But here's the thing, Keith, that kind of scares me. Where are the Guardians going this week? They are going to play the New York Yankees. And what happens usually when a Cleveland team goes to New York? No matter the sport, they usually get their brains beat in, and it's going to probably look that way. If they can salvage and get one in the Bronx, I'll take it at this point. It's about treading water, so I'm not encouraged. The pitchings look good, though. I mean,
the pitching has been good.
They just can't hit the ball, and unfortunately, you got to score runs.
The pitching has been good, except for Friday with Gavin Williams. Yeah. He's a little inconsistent.
Well, he's going in one of those games against New York, the last game on Wednesday or a Thursday. So
I don't know. But then again, Galvin might reclaim himself.
Yeah, he might pitch a gem.
Might pitch a gem. Yeah, but because I think you got Cobb going and you got Boyd going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a test right there.
And they got Garrett Cole versus Williams the last game. Oh,
Oops. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but we will see what the Guardians could do. But the thing that really concerns me with the Guardians is, like I said, our hitting.
Yeah.
Our hitting took the weekend off.
Every one of them. Besides, I know Ramirez hit a home run and Fry hit a home run, and Naylor did hit a home run. But it's these solo home runs. It's these, and we're not getting these sustained hits that we're used to. Here's the thing about the Guardians: they play guards ball. They call it small ball, they call it this or that. But with this season and the power surge that we've gotten with the home runs, especially at home, it's kind of helped because we did have a lot of runners and traffic on bases. If we're not getting runners on bases and setting the table, it gets ugly, and unfortunately we can't. Yeah, it's so
quick. And new acquisition Thomas hasn't hasn't done too well. Let's just say that.
That's fair.
Hasn't done too well, and like I said, I think really the Guardians' hopes in September postseason is going to primarily hinge on Cobb and Boyd.
Yeah, at this point, I can't argue that.
And Cobb, Boyd, and Mr. Big Christmas, Jackenzie Noel. Because you sent Will Brennan down to the minors for him?
Yeah.
And really, he's just a right-handed version of Brennan, but it doesn't look like it's paying off right now. Maybe if I talk about him, maybe he'll start.
Maybe, yeah, right.
Because I did that with Naylor, and did that with Little Naylor, and he started hitting.
So basically, we'll just talk shit about everybody right now, and hopefully they'll pick it up. So is that what you
because right now, this team doesn't. I think they got a little bit home run happy.
Yeah. Yeah, they just need to put just contact. Just go back to what you were doing. Don't
your strength.
You can't hit a 15-run home run. So
and I think they got a little bit home run happy and everything because now it seems like it's either a home run or a bust.
Yeah, and even when they hit the ball hard, it's always at someone. It's like
It's like okay, that's gonna be interesting for October because if the Guardians go into a hitting slump in October,
it's swept. They're done.
They're done. Especially if you're going up against Baltimore, they can get you.
I mean, basically anybody. That's the thing. If your bets go cold in October, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You're going to be out that quickly. These teams, and even the worst of these teams. Look at Kansas City. I mean, they're make the playoffs as a playoff team or as a wild card. So there's no easy team when you're not hitting. There's just no easy team when you're not hitting.
It's not. And like I said, it's like I said, the Guardians go to New York on Tuesday. And they face the Yankees. Is it a 3-game series?
3-game series. Yep. Starts Tuesday. Yep.
Tuesday. Yankees right now are playing at the Little League World Series against the Detroit Tigers.
Okay.
Let's see what the score is and everything right now. Because they're going up against Scoobo. So,
Yeah.
Scoobo said, no score. No, New York Yankees up 1-0, middle of the 6th.
Okay. All right. Well, Yankees getting some good pitching lately, so
yes, Garrett Cole starting around in the form.
Of course.
Well, the Yankees got to do it this year, because if not, you don't know who's gonna be back next year for real.
Well, I know who you don't want to be back, and that would be their manager, Aaron Moon.
You already know.
Yeah, I know.
He should have been gone.
Yeah.
He should have been gone. Been gone. But hey, this Steinbrenner is patient. See, I'm used to the old Steinbrenner.
Yeah, I know.
Where he'd be like, "Fuck that."
Fire Billy Martin, hire Billy Martin, whatever.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Forget that. I want results.
Yeah.
I'm up here paying Aaron Judge all this money. I got Soto here, and I don't know if I'm gonna have him back."
That's true.
Hey, we got to make the best of it. Because Soto's not a lock to be in New York next year.
I think they'll just. I think they'll just outspend them and they'll keep them. But to your point, the Dodgers will be. I mean, there's other teams.
That's what I'm saying. You got the Dodgers. Dodgers just giving away money.
The Giants.
They print money. Both them franchises. San Diego.
Yeah.
But he is already at San Diego, so that's
So hopefully that's one less. But still,
let's throw that out. And let me see who else. And really, nobody else in the American League is a threat.
Boston could just jump in and sign them. I mean, who knows?
They could, but lately,
I know they've been cheap lately, which is
They've
good
been
for you
cheap.
guys.
Think about it. They've been cheap. They let Mookie Betts go. They let Bogarts go, and I was shocked. Like,
know.
whoa. Them dudes used to give the Yankees the fits
I know.
and the Guardians the fits.
Yep.
And you let them go.
Mm.
And think about this. The Guardians have yet to play the Dodgers either.
Thanks for reminding us. Thanks. It just keeps getting harder.
Do they play in LA or do they play
Yeah,
here?
I think LA, yeah.
And the thing that's alarming with the Guardians that I'm going to bring up, they have been team streak really since the second half of the season commenced.
Oh yeah.
Think about this. They've lost 3 in a row now.
Yep.
Then they won 5 in a row.
Yep.
Then they lost 7 in a row. Then
Yep.
they won 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Nothing is leveled off. It's been like a roller coaster.
Well, I mean, added up, it's 500, but the way they're doing it, it's very...
Yeah. It's not conducive.
No, it's not.
It's not conducive.
No.
And you still got to face Kansas City, and you got to face Minnesota one more time, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And Minnesota is 2 out, so Minnesota licking their chops.
Yeah.
Minnesota is 2 out, and Kansas City is 3 out.
Wow.
Now, what are the odds that the Guardians come back from New York in first place? What would be your odds?
I think, well, with a 2-game lead still, I mean, even if they just win 1, and I don't think if Minnesota would then have to sweep for it to be tied. So I could see it where if the worst case scenario is they're tied for first coming back, I would,
Now, that's a good chance.
Yeah,
okay, because Minnesota has the San Diego Padres.
Okay, all right.
In San Diego, and San Diego is tough.
Yeah.
But
the
Kansas City Royals have the LA Angels at home. So if the Guardians shit the bed in New York too and go 0-6 on this trip, odds are they could be looking up to the Kansas City Royals by next Friday.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Now it's a 3-horse race, and but the other thing I still think with this Guardians team is, it's been up and down, up and down, up and down, and hopefully that streak continues because we're looking for some ups coming. But and the thing about it is if their pitching can stay consistent. I know it's one of those things where with the bats, it seems like everybody's not hitting, but it only takes 3 or 4 guys to just break out of it and maybe win ugly. Or I was hoping today they would pull it out, maybe late innings and kind of give themselves they really needed that, but they hit the ball hard in the late innings. I was watching, but it just was at somebody. So I mean, baseball's a game of inches, inch this way, inch that way, and things might be different. So I don't know. This team is 20 games over 500. If you would have said at the beginning of the year, they're going to be 20 games above 500 at this point. They're going to leading the Central. We would have.
I look at you like you was crazy.
That's right, and I might be crazy for other reasons, but
but because like I said in the beginning of the year, I had the Guardians finishing in 3rd.
Yeah, you did.
I had them finishing in 3rd, and I had Detroit winning the division. I didn't have Kansas City nowhere in the time zone.
That's the team, I think, kind of like that. Well, they play a lot like us. They're a fun team.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they got box office material with wit.
Yeah, they do.
And their pitching rotation is pretty nice.
Well, we just, like you said, what is the formula for the Guardians? Just have the lead going into the 6th or 7th inning. If we could just have a lead.
Yes, and you can get to Mr. Clase. You all good. Because even the bullpen didn't show inconsistencies.
No, they were fine. It was just they couldn't.
Well, I'm talking about besides Clase.
Right. Well, yeah,
besides
Gaddis,
Clase.
Yeah.
Gaddis has been consistent.
Yeah.
But Cade Smith showed a few chinks in the armor.
Yeah.
What's my guy that's those sidearm?
What is his name?
I forgot my dude that throws sidearm.
No. What's his
name?
I
mean,
well, it's such a long season, but like I said, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. I want to believe that they'll be fine, And look, Minnesota and Kansas City too. They've had chances where they could have overtaken us, and like look at Minnesota today where they lost. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility that we're just like everybody else now, and we have the lead, and maybe it'll be razor thin, like like our elections are, and we'll just hold on.
Yeah, we just hold on and everything.
Just hold on tight, very tight, Keith, very tight.
Yes. So the Guardians head to the Bronx and face the New York Yankees. And see, this series, how can I say, since these are my two favorite teams, I usually don't get caught up in predicting or nothing like that. I just want this competitive baseball from both sides.
Yeah.
And I won't even talk about what happens or what may happen or whatever and stuff, but we'll see what happens. Because playing the Yankees in Yankee Stadium is a whole different thing.
Maybe that's what this team needs. They've been facing.
But then
these
again,
teams, that's what they need.
But then again, they went to Philadelphia. Philadelphia had the best record in the major leagues. And they took 2 out of 3 from Philly. They went to Baltimore. While Baltimore was cruising, they took 2 out of 3 from Baltimore in Baltimore. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see.
We'll see and we'll pray.
Yes. We'll see and we pray. But I will say this. If they score 4 runs in 3 games, they're getting swept. And it ain't even going to be nothing funny about that. They are getting swept.
Well, I'm hoping if that's the case, they score all 4 runs in 1 game and hoping they win 4-3. At least get 1. If that's the case.
That'll be cool.
If they're going to do it.
Get 1. It might keep you in first place.
Right.
Get 1.
Just get 1.
Just get 1. Get 1. Get 2. Preferably 2, but get 1 at least.
Not going to be greedy, Keith.
No, not at all. But moving right along, we're going to go into basketball real quick. The Cleveland Cavaliers all year long, all summer long, we said the Cavs didn't make no acquisitions at all. But they made one. Mm-hmm. They signed JT Thor, formerly of the Charlotte Hornets and recently of the South Sudan Olympic team, to a 2-way deal. What are your thoughts?
Athletic, has a high motor, has been in the league. It's not like this guy, hasn't been in the league. So, look, they got to fill out roster spots. They're in that point where, they were like the only team in the NBA that basically hey, we got positions open. So, I mean, it was a weird kind of predicament that they're in. But no, I think I like it because they're not obviously bringing Tristan Thompson back for whatever reason. Morris, I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think so. They're interested in Morris.
I know. That's the thing. I wish they would.
I don't know if Morris is interested in them.
Yeah. So no, I'm all for it. And plus, he's got a cool name. I mean, Thor, for goodness sake. How can you not? How can you not like that? But no, like I said, all kidding aside, you got to fill out the spots. I mean, like I said, it's been in the league. Looks very athletic. And South Sudan, they gave the U.S. Olympic team a game. I remember coming home and watching it on Fox or whatever, and when they're doing their 5-game exhibition basically before the Olympics started, and we almost lost those fellas. So I mean, so obviously he knows how to play some high level basketball, and
he can shoot the 3.
Well, that's never a bad thing as well. So no, I mean, like I said, good for him. Good for him. Like I said, welcome to Cleveland.
Welcome to Cleveland, and I hope it all works out.
Yeah.
Other than that, we ain't got really too much to say about the Cavs right now, But wait a minute. Yes, I do. I do got something to say about the Cavs because the schedules came out.
Oh, yes. The
schedules came out and everything, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Once I hit this, I'm up here. I had a brain cramp for a second.
It's off season.
Yeah, it is off season. So it's like, basketball ain't on my mind. Yeah. And they did everything they had to do and everything. But the Cleveland Cavaliers opened the season on, as I get the schedule here, I punch it up. Well, they opened the exhibition season October 8th against the Chicago Bulls. followed by October 10th exhibition tune-up with the Indiana Pacers, and an exhibition tune-up ending against JB Bickerstaff and the
Mm.
Detroit Basketball
Good.
Pistons.
Oh,
And then the season starts. Let me see. Okay, the regular season. Then they
yeah.
close it against Chicago Bulls October 18th. But then
Okay.
the regular season starts October 23rd
Wow.
against the Toronto Raptors
Mm.
away in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
And then their first home game is
Detroit.
against Detroit
Yeah, that's
on
the
October
home
20th.
opener. The home openers
Yes.
against
On Friday, October 25th, JB will be back to christen the arena.
Yeah. I heard he's not happy. So here's the thing about that too. Now there's been
Yeah, he's
reports I've
not.
seen on X or JB was very unhappy with his firing and felt that he deserved a couple more seasons to get this team to where he thought it could go. And you know what? I think JB, obviously, we saw the ascension with the Cavs, and he was the right man at the right time to get the Cavs in the position. But I don't think that he's the right guy to take him from here to here. And I think, but he's a coach. I mean, he's going to believe in his abilities and his system and everything.
Yeah.
But I think Dan Gilbert made the right move by. Now we can argue if Kenny Atkinson's the right coach to replace him.
Yeah.
Now that was but I think a change
Yeah.
definitely needed. And plus, let's be real, he lost the locker room because with Jared Allen. Let's be real, Jared Allen hated him. And what was that? Remember in Living Color, two men on film hated it. Well, he hated him.
Jared Allen didn't see too much. Didn't see JB too well, and Donovan Mitchell.
Well, that's
see JB too well.
Well, I was going to lead.
And
into
think
that.
about that.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen is
That's
like
right.
this.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, and he lost the locker room, and Marcus Morris didn't really favor JB too much at all. He looked at him like, "What is you doing, cuz?"
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting on October 25th.
We have the better team. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, we should be good and everything and stuff. Because I was talking to my friend in Boston earlier today, and he was like, "Y'all shouldn't have let go of JB." I was like, "I will say this," and I told him JB had lost the locker room.
Yep, that's the thing.
He lost the locker room, and now the Atkinson hire is maybe a lateral hire, but myself, usually the best head coaches replacements usually be the newer guys with newer ideas. That's, you know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Phil Jackson was a new coach.
Yeah.
New ideas.
Triangle.
Right, the triangle. Steve Kerr, new coach, new ideas.
Here's Steve Kerr.
Exactly. Even though kind of lost points with Steve Kerr through the Olympic process.
Especially if your name's Jason Tatum.
Yeah. Was there any truth to the Cavs trying to sign Yabusele? I heard about that, Mike, but Philly done signed him now.
Yeah.
Philly signed him to a 1-year, $2.1 million deal. I'd heard about the Cavs were interested, but I think Philly beat us to it.
Yeah.
But it remains to be seen. Like I said before, I'm not going to clown the hire, and I'm not going to give it my ringing endorsement either. But we'll see what happens.
I just think that, I think what Gilbert wants. Look, Gilbert's he does whatever he wants to do. But I think this one was basically a 1A, 1B between him and Kobe Altman when it came to who to hire. And I think Gilbert obviously pushed Atkinson over the top. But I just think that if you are going to keep the core four together, which obviously the organization decided to do that, I think that Atkinson was the right hire because of his connection with Jared Allen in the past and his ability to run a system. Now, we could hire a younger coach, and like you said, ideas are ideas. And I love the innovative, but Atkinson actually does have a system, and you saw what he did in Brooklyn. And unfortunately, he just didn't have the personnel. but we saw a capable coach that got better. Like, you can say what you want about Brooklyn and some of their downfalls, but the players that we're concerned about, Jared Allen, obviously, he got better, and that's the thing. And I think that's what Gilbert decided, where if I'm going to make a move, because let's be real, you could have kept JB. And honestly, if you kept JB, this team's a 50-win team, and it's probably going to the second round of the playoffs, and you know what you're getting, okay? But he wants to take them to another level, and I think also too, Mitchell's the key. And if Allen's happy with Atkinson, then Mitchell's happy with that.
And I'll say this also, but now the one thing that Atkinson has to deal with now is expectations.
Yeah, well, hey, it's
because Dan ain't gonna go lying down.
He didn't have Mitchell in Brooklyn, though. He's got Mitchell now. That helps.
That does help.
Help.
But he did have Kyrie and he did have Harden.
Well, that was a train wreck.
He did.
Kyrie wasn't in his right.
Yeah, but like I said, we'll see expectations and everything. We'll see what happens, and if the key for the Cavs, honestly, though, because Donovan Mitchell gonna do, what Jared Allen gonna do. The two keys are Mobley and Darius Garland.
Exactly.
Those are the two keys. If Mobley come out with a jump shot and everything, and I ain't saying he has to go raining threes.
No, just be that
if
player.
He got like a baseline 18-footer or something like that, all would be good, because then you can play them both big. But if he doesn't have a jumper,
well, I think he's a good shooter. I think it was more in his. I think with the right spacing, we saw what he did 2 to 3 years ago, and that cat was on fire. And I don't think he forgot how to play. I just think it wasn't the right system, the spacing on the floor.
Yeah,
I think Atkinson will fix it. And let's be real,
now, that's the one thing Atkinson will fix, is the spacing on the floor, because he did have multiple bigs playing for him during stretches in the games when he was coaching Brooklyn.
Keith, I want to make you feel better about Atkinson real quick.
Okay.
Who did they hire to be his basic associate head coach? He always gets that right. We always get that right. We always get that right.
We hired Johnny Bryant.
There you go.
Mitchell's dude.
Let's go. What are you worried about? This is it. If it doesn't work out, we're in a better position.
It's been like that for the last two coaches, if you really think about it.
I know.
Because Gilbert,
I'm telling you.
Because it'd be like Gilbert just, I say, well, Kobe wasn't a GM when when David Black got hired. Yeah. Now he was the GM when Beeline got hired.
Well, he didn't want Beeline. He didn't want Beeline.
You can tell he didn't want Beeline.
Nobody wanted Beeline besides Gilbert.
I was like, John Beeline.
And not only that, too, Gilbert's a Michigan State guy. Why do you hire a Michigan guy? I don't get that.
Shit. When the year when LeBron was pondering whether he's going to stay or go, he was trying to hire Tommy Enzo. I was like, you about to draft LeBron out of Cleveland for real, huh?
Strange. Very strange.
Strange. Now, we are going to do something since we are at that point of the show.
Okay.
And we're going to go with, let's see, cool or not cool. We only got one for cool or not cool.
Okay.
Cool or not cool of Cleveland's bid to the Browns to stay at Browns Stadium.
Oh, geez. I'm going to say not cool, because it falls short in so many ways, many dollars. $461 million was your offer to keep the Browns on a renovated Cleveland Browns stadium on the lakefront.
And Ridiculous. They had to sign a 30-year lease again.
Yeah, that shit's that's not cool. Because let's be real, even if they renovated that stadium, I don't think it has 30 years left on that location. The weight that it would take, and this is what the engineers are saying, and I don't know. Like I said, studies are studies, and you can grease off any surveying company you need to get the results you want. I get that. And look, the city of Cleveland wants to save face because obviously they lost bounds in 95, 96. And they don't want to
But it
lose
was
them
the
again.
city's fault then.
It was the city's fault then, and it's the city's fault now. When you act too late in life, decisions are already made. The Haslam's have already met with prominent lawmakers in Columbus, Ohio, where I'm at. And let's be real, the state lawmakers, it's not just, see, here's the thing. It's not just the city of Cleveland thing anymore. You've got the state involved. And if you're a state lawmaker, you want what's best for the state of Ohio. What's best for the state of Ohio is the Brook Park Dome. And that's what people fail to, and when you get people in Columbus excited about a project, guess what? It's gonna happen. You don't come down to Columbus and then with these visions of this Taj Mahal of a stadium. And that's the thing, those renderings in that video, even if you weren't a dome person to begin with, how can you
It made you a dome person.
It better have, or you're not human. I want check your damn pulse. If you don't get excited after watching that, nothing's gonna excite you. Well, there's some things that maybe a thirst trap or something, but here's the deal. Besides that, what us normal guys get in trouble for, that's right. Those renderings will in that video. My goodness, and so that's the thing. That's why it was not cool. It was only for them and the politicians in Cleveland to save face, to go back to their constituents, and basically when they get up for re-election, say, I tried to keep the Browns in Cleveland. It was the Haslam's fault. It's the blame game, Keith. Nobody with a right mind would fall for it, and too little, too late. They're going to Brook Park, and the state of Ohio, the county of Cuyahoga, and actually I'll say the city of Cleveland will be better for it. They need to make that lakefront opened up. They don't need a stadium on it. They need to do what Chicago and these other cities are doing it and make it year round. We can actually do shit on the lake. So not cool, Keith. Not cool.
Yes. I'm going to go with not cool as well, because I'm like, $481 million over 30 years? You know how much that is over 30 years? If you divide it up over 30 years, that's like, it's not even worth what's the name, because soon as you get the construction and stuff done, then the Browns are going to play somewhere else.
It's true.
Where they could just play it out at the stadium until the dome gets built. And think about this also, why it's not cool. The Cuyahoga County commissioner or whoever he is signed on with Cleveland, but it seemed like he owed somebody a favor or something.
Oh, that Chris Ronan or whatever his name is. Yeah.
It seemed like he owed somebody a favor or something.
Imagine that in politics, somebody owing somebody a favor.
I was like, wait a minute, what if they built around the lakefront? All you got is the Science Center and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right. That's it.
And it's like, really? And the best way is to build the dome. I mean, like, you're talking about giving the Browns the Willard Garage and the Muni lot. So if the Browns have a Monday night game, so what are you going to do? Have City Hall take the day off?
It's true, because people like to get there. I'm not at 5 o'clock or whenever. Yeah.
Right. So you're going to have people take the day off because the Browns will be running a lot.
Yeah. On a Thursday night game, what do you do then?
What did you do then?
Yeah. Monday night game, Sunday night.
Yeah. So, and like people is talking about tradition and all that stuff. Let me ask you this, Ed. Since 1964, when the Browns won the championship, what has been their tradition since?
Losing. No. I mean, if you really want the real answer, it's a tradition.
What's the real answer?
Oh, damn it! I didn't want to be right, Keith.
That was the real answer. Losing.
Yeah.
Losing through the rest of the 60s. Well, they won a little bit in the 60s, but they didn't go nowhere.
Nope. 70s, we don't want to talk about. That's the
70s was
Steelers.
like,
That's the Steelers decade. We don't want to talk about that.
70s, that was a lonely stadium because you had to deal with the Indians back then.
Yep.
That was terrible. And then you go right into the terrible ass Browns back then
Yep.
in the 70s. You had moderate success in the 80s.
Yeah,
And
the
that's
late
at the
later
beginning
80s.
of the beginning of the decade when you had
Yeah.
the 1 year, and
Yeah.
then the mid to late 80s when
Yeah.
Bernie came.
Right.
And after that, besides one little flash from Belichick,
Yeah.
what have you had? So you mean to tell me tradition is only about, let's see. Let's see. You got you got the 1 year you got the year they won the championship.
Yep.
Then Jim Brown retires. Paul Brown gets fired.
Yep.
Before that, got the year they won the championship. So then you skip all the way to 1980.
Yep.
2 years. Then you got about 5 seasons of relevant football.
Yep.
7 years. Then you got 1 year with Belichick. That's 8.
Yeah.
And here, we've only had recent success.
Yeah.
1 year with Butch Davis,
Yep.
9. 11 years out of 60 years. That's tradition. Tradition of losing, primarily. And think about this. Tradition. Oh, we're a cold weather team.
Oh, I was just about to go there, Keith. You read my mind.
We're a cold weather team. How did that fare in 1980 against 81 against Oakland?
Throw it in the lake. He didn't throw it in the lake.
How did that fare 2 years ago against the New Orleans Saints? A team that played indoors.
Yep.
And it was like 7 below 0 for that game. How did that fare?
1988 wild card game against Houston. How'd that fare? A dome team. A dome team, Keith.
Another dome team. So you tell me tradition, build the dome.
Thank you.
Build the dome. You get more events. It'll pay for itself. Now Jimmy will become a cash cow then. Well, he's already a cash cow now.
People get upset that rich get richer. It's not about the rich getting richer. It's about us having a nice game day experience that Cleveland and Northeast Ohio can be proud of, and the state. What's wrong with actually having something that's known throughout the nation? I don't, when you think of Indianapolis, you think of Lucas Oil. When you think of SoFi, you think, what I'm saying? What's wrong? Oh my gosh, Cleveland would actually be known for their dome. What is wrong with that?
Right. And what's wrong with having a Super Bowl? What's wrong with possibly having a college national championship in football? What's wrong with having the Big Ten championship in football? What's wrong with having maybe the combine?
Yeah.
Maybe another draft.
WrestleMania.
The big concerts that sell out 70, 80,000 in stadiums.
Tay-Tay.
Right. I mean, what's wrong with that, Cleveland? Tell me. What's wrong with being the main eye to be looked at and marveled?
I don't know.
We got to get off that, the mistake on the lake. Get off that mentality.
Yeah. Right.
Got to get off that victim mentality and become the victor. Because, hell, if Jimmy sees it in Cleveland, why can't we see it?
I don't know.
Why can't we see it?
Have some vision. It takes guts and it takes money to have vision and be a leader. And one thing about Jimmy, we haven't always liked his decisions since he's been owner of the Browns, but he has vision. He came into Columbus. He saved the Columbus Crew. We built a brand new stadium. And guess what? We also won the championship. Wow. Two. That's 2020, 2020.
Two. So it's gradually coming with Cleveland. I believe it.
It's you can argue all you want, Cleveland. You're building a dome.
You're building a dome.
Yep.
Now, I think the seating capacity could be like 64, 66.
Yeah, I don't want it to be too I want it to be
60. No.
Yeah, I agree.
I want it to be 64 to 66.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And everything. But a dome is coming.
Thank you.
And plus, what y'all don't realize, the NFL gets what the fuck the NFL
the NFL wants us to build a dome.
Or they will move you away.
Yeah.
If not, if you don't think so, ask St. Louis.
Yeah.
If you don't think so,
Yep. Right.
ask Houston.
Yep.
Even though they gave Houston a team back, but
Yeah.
the Oilers are still.
And
You know what I'm
Keith,
saying?
what did they build in Houston to get the Texans?
They built another dome stadium,
Thank you.
an indoor,
Yeah.
retractable roof
Yeah.
stadium.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, come on, Milwaukee got a retractable roof stadium.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, let's get into the 21st century, y'all.
Yeah.
Because it's
Creates
time.
jobs.
Yes.
What's wrong with jobs? What
Yes.
I don't know.
What's wrong with having new shiny toys?
Well, that's the thing. And I'll say this, Keith, and I was kind of going off tangent a little bit, but these county governments and governments in general, it's like they spend and spend and spend. That's why we got deficits up the ass, whether it be in Washington or whether it be at the state level. And I always say this, it's like my kids. If you give them money or give them an allowance, they're going to spend because they're young and that's what they do.
Exactly.
But I always tell them this, go buy something that you can show off, you know what I'm saying, that you can be proud of, that, you know what I'm saying, maybe you shouldn't have bought it to begin with. It wasn't fiscally responsible, but at least you have something. It's not, people spend their money, they go out to eat all the time, and guess what? You have nothing to show for it. But if you go out and buy yourself a nice TV or something, at least you have it, an Xbox, at least you have, you may not need it, but at least you have it. Maybe the Browns, maybe the Browns don't need a dome. Maybe they don't, but you know what? They're going to spend money. So why not, like you said, build something shiny and nice, and you know what? We can all be proud of it, and what's wrong with that?
And you might attract more athletes.
Oh my gosh.
Because they don't have to worry about playing in January and it's 25 below.
I'm
with
sure
10 inches of snow on the ground.
When Deshaun Watson signed with the Cleveland Browns, look, he signed obviously because of the money, the guaranteed money, and I get that. But I'm sure before, remember he was out of that conversation talk, but he had a list of teams. A lot of those teams were in the South. A lot of those teams were dome teams. And probably the reason why he didn't want to play in Cleveland, because remember that statistic at under 30 degrees, whatever. And you know what? I don't think it makes you less of a player. It's hard to play when the ball's cold, when it's 30 degrees. I don't care how great of an athlete you are. Nobody wants to be cold, whether you're a fan, whether you're an athlete.
Exactly.
Cold sucks, okay?
Exactly.
Nobody likes to say, oh, I'm glad it's only 25 degrees today and snowing. Nobody ever says that.
Because now I don't want to sit out there for 3-4 hours in the cold.
Yeah, and then you got to go tailgating too. That's in a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. It's an all-day event outside in the cold, all day. Who wants to do that?
Yes, and with the stadium being in the location that it is, it's kind of out of the way.
I know
of everything else around it.
Yeah, remember that land bridge? When's that land bridge coming? Oh, they kept talking about that.
Like I said, build the dome.
No.
It makes fiscal sense.
It does.
It makes fiscal sense. And like I said, the NFL gets what the fuck the NFL wants. Yeah. And if the NFL wants a dome in Cleveland, trust and believe by 2029, the Browns will be moving into that new stadium in Brook Park. I mean, honestly, if not, if not,
the Knoxville Browns.
Exactly. Or if you're going to talk about, you're going to try to force Jimmy to sell, you can sell. What you going to do? Sell it to the city of Cleveland? Then what?
They got no money. Hey, with that offer they gave of $461 million, it obviously shows you they ain't got no damn money.
Exactly. So, hey, ride the wave with Jimmy.
I agree.
Ride the wave with Jimmy. And he got this football team right now on the precipice of hopefully doing something big.
He's showing that he's not only willing to do it in the community and with jobs and creating this nice venue that we can all be proud of, but he's also putting a great product on the field. And I know a lot of people have their issues with the Browns and things like that, but you cannot argue that they don't have a top 10 roster. You can't argue that they're going to be a player in this league for the next window of 5 years or maybe even longer, depending on what happens. Right. I mean, they are legitimate contenders. You could say maybe they're not Super Bowl contenders, but they're getting there. And they've only been getting better under Jimmy. You see the continuity with the coach and Andrew Berry, the GM. So what is there to hate about Jimmy? This hatred sometimes towards Jimmy and stuff wasn't the perfect owner, but like everybody in life, you can learn from your mistakes. I mean,
none of them owners are perfect.
No, thank you.
None of them.
Look at Jerry. When's the last time Jerry Jones won a Super Bowl?
Ooh-wee,
He has a nice stadium though.
1996.
Yeah, exactly.
1996. So I
Mm.
mean, come on now. It's
Right.
like get on the we have to move forward, not stay
Yeah.
stagnant. Got to
Thank
move
you.
forward with the times. Cuz that stadium was rushed to be built and everything. And it
We got
shows now.
screwed. They screwed us
Big
when the move,
time.
and they screwed us on the rebornness of the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Mm.
Big time.
Mm.
But hey, stadium going to get built.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, it's going to get built. Because the NFL gets what the fuck the NFL wants. Hands down. Hey, SoFi Stadium. NFL wanted the Rams back in LA. And they got the charge. They got 2 for 1.
Yeah, they didn't want. Yeah, exactly. That's how
Right.
good they are.
And nobody really wanted the Chargers.
Right, they got it right.
They got
Exactly.
2 for 1. So hey,
Damn.
come on.
That's how good the NFL is.
Yes, definitely. But anyway, that brings us to the conclusion of All About Sports 216. We'd like to thank all of you that have watched and all of you that have commented and everything. Your comments are important and everything. We need more comments. Also, feel free to, like I said, like this video, share this video. Subscribe to the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel, where you'll get content from this show and the Triad Committee. Uh-oh. I always do that. That's messed up. Always do that. From this show and the Triad Committee. The Triad Committee was off yesterday due to Brother Man had to work and everything and stuff like that. But happy birthday to Romeo Rodriguez.
Ooh.
Yeah, Romeo Rodriguez had a birthday this past week. Happy birthday to Twasha Malloy, had a birthday this past week. Happy birthday to Arnita Jones Brantley, had a birthday this past week. Happy birthday to all the Leos. I know it's Leo season and Virgo season about to take over soon. So enjoy your run because it's about to be short. And also, happy birthday to my bro, Joe Gallup, who had a birthday this past week.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of birthdays. A lot of birthdays and everything. But we about to get up out of here. Everybody have a good week. Yes. Make that money. Don't let the money make you. And also, all money ain't good money. And always keep your dream alive. Because sometimes a job can kill your dreams. It can definitely kill your dreams. But anyway, this is Keith Allen and Ed in Columbus for All About Sports 216 signing out. Peace.
The sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. Yeah. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North.